What is up, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. I guess I can officially say that. I've been wanting to do videos like this for quite some time, but there's always just that barrier to entry of getting started. Even though I record literally 40 plus video per week for all of my clients, I don't know why I had such a hesitation to do this. But what I wanted to do is put together a video detailing my first kind of 3 weeks of my umbilical hernia repair and recovery, because after I had my injury, I couldn't find anything that I was looking for, or maybe someone made like one video that was only a couple days out. So I wanted to put together something for someone who's like an athlete who's looking to return faster than would be a lot of the general recommendations. There's plenty of official PDFs and protocols for hernia repair, but they're aimed at like your mom or some lady in her 60s. No offense to any ladies in their 60s, not someone who's like young and in a great shape when their injury happens. And that's what I found myself in. So let's dive in. Today is officially, I'm 3 weeks post-op. I will show you guys what it looks like. So here is my umbilical hernia scar down there. I had an open surgery. That's just what the surgeon wanted to use. So that's what things look like. I think that looks pretty good for only having it 21 days ago. And now I'm starting in my week 3. But let's back up a little bit. The injury happened, I believe, on a leg press at the gym. I was not sure of when it happened. I had no pain, no anything like that. I just was at home showering and noticed that my belly button doesn't normally look like that. And then after some digging and pushing it in and it popping back out, I could realize that I had a hernia. I had my repair a few days later. I just wanted to get it taken care of so that it wasn't something that turned into a larger injury down the road, etc. And I had my surgery repair in Bangkok, Thailand, where I was actually at for a few-week trip, and I was there, just had it taken care of. The first 24 hours post-surgery, I was in a lot of pain. I was only given ibuprofen every like 4 to 6 hours as recommended, and I needed like help from my girlfriend and the nurse to help me get up to the bathroom to just pee. And because they're pumping all that saline into me, I had to pee like what it felt like every 2 hours, and it was hell getting up, going to the bathroom, coming back down. They pretty much ravage your abs area, and when you're sitting up and laying down, like that core is what's allowing you to do that. So when you have just pain throughout that, doing simple things like getting in and out of bed was literally excruciating. So first 24 hours did suck. Fortunately, for the first like 4 days, it got exponentially better. Day 2, I was able to get up, walk around a little bit. I was able to leave the hospital by my own accord, on my own feet. Didn't need a wheelchair to get out of the hospital, but I did pretty much nothing. I found a way to kind of sit up to where I didn't have to lay down, because that was the most painful, to be completely honest. Got a very, very good nap in. The first night of sleep was very, very poor. Day 3 took the most positive turn. I could stand up from the couch, a chair, sit back down, minimal discomfort. The only discomfort was laying down and getting, up from laying down. I could walk decently, walked a fair maybe 15, 20 minutes to go to a restaurant. It was perfectly fine. There, on day 4, I flew back home to Bali, was able to navigate the airport. The only things I didn't do, I had my girlfriend put my luggage onto the carrier for me. Anytime I had to like grab anything, I had assistance putting my backpack on. Walking, I got a little bit sore, but very, very minimal. And then by day 5, after a good night of sleep coming home, I felt pretty normal. I only just had to be careful getting in and out of bed, rolling onto my side, using my arms and that sort of thing, just to try and not flex the core to get in and out of bed. I could walk comfortably without any issue. Took my first like 40-minute walk, had zero issues on that. And then on day 6, I did carry 2 11-kilo boxes, which is about 22 pounds. And I got noticeably sore after. The boxes did not feel heavy. Obviously, it's 22 pounds. But just that, I guess, dynamic loading of moving with something, in front of me, let me know that I learned my lesson, and I was not prepared really to do those sorts of things. That's pretty much week 1. In week 2, I started back adding a stationary bike at the gym. It was just time for me to get some movement in. The end of the first week got a little bit rough from like a mood standpoint of not being able to go to the gym, not really being able to do anything active and really just like laying around, sitting around. My work for the week was done, those sorts of things. So I was excited to get back into the gym just to ride the bike. I'm going to be honest, being in the gym was quite painful to see everyone training and doing what I wanted to be doing. So what I found was my solution is I wouldn't look at anyone. I wouldn't look in the weights. I would walk into the gym, kind of keep my head down, go right to either the treadmill where I would maybe warm up for like walk for 20 minutes and then hop on the stationary bike. They're right next to each other. Or I would do the bike first and then hop on this treadmill. But what made it easier for me was to be like kind of out of sight, out of mind, keep my blinders on and not look at anyone else in the gym. On day 10, my stitches came out. That was pretty uneventful. Everything looked good there. And then post getting the stitches out, I could remove my bandage that I had kept on and would change, every 48 hours. And that was nice because I kind of started getting a little bit of a rash from the bandage, and it was nice to have that come out. And then around day 12 or 13, pretty much all of the post-op inflammation had subsided. And I felt that I was in a good position to start some of my post-op recovery protocol, which I'm going to detail below, which includes just a few of the more notable and common peptides that are positively correlated with improved rates of tissue repair and recovery. So what I'm running for that is GHK copper, BPC 157, TB 500, and 2 units of growth hormone daily. So that's my main. My testosterone, exogenous testosterone use came down to a 200 milligram per week usage. I wanted to keep it high enough that I could keep some of my exogenously accreted tissue, as I did have plans to compete later this year. They're, I wouldn't say off the table, but pushed into next year because of the significant time reduction of the time lost, the body mass lost, and those sorts of things. So I've been able to keep my body weight around 215 with this current protocol. Calories I've kept high enough, but things seem to be, kind of stabilized in this 215. I was 228 pounds the day the injury happened. So I'm down, about 13 pounds. The physique looks a lot different. I'm a little bit fatter as well, but that's just the nature of being here. I'm not going to get into the benefits of the peptides and those sorts of things. By no means do I claim to be an expert there. What I did is I paid someone who knows a lot more about these things at a molecular level, at a chemical level than I do, and said, hey, this is what happened. If you were in my shoes, what would you be doing? And he was basically like, okay, this is what I would do. So that is what I am doing. A website that I like that you can find more information about the peptides is Peptide Sciences. I have zero affiliation. I've never bought anything from them. They do sell them, but they have a very good breakdown in explanation of the different peptides. They also have full-cited research on the different peptides and where some of these claims come from, and it's all wrapped up in a nice place. So of the different peptide websites, I do find that website is one that I am constantly referring to because of the clear dissemination of the information there. So that gets us through the first 2 weeks. I think I'm pretty ahead of the curve on how things are going. I did do 10 push-ups today just to test the waters. I was a little bit nervous about it, but I didn't get any pain or discomfort. I did those maybe, 9-10 hours ago. What I think I'm going to do is add 2 per day up until I get to where I'm maybe struggling a little bit more, which probably gets me another week and a half. And then what I'm thinking is at the end of week 4, so in about 12, 13 days, I may attempt some light weights on some of the outer extremities, maybe shoulders, maybe arms, maybe some unilateral seated leg things, but nothing of a bilateral squat pattern, a hip hinge, anything like that. I am very much likely still 3, 4, 5 weeks away from that, but I am hopeful. So I will do my best to make another one of these videos in the coming weeks, maybe in another week or in 2 more weeks, and just continue to provide a little bit more information around how I'm progressing, things I've experienced, what you may also experience, and then things that I'm kind of doing that may be a little bit ahead of the curve, because a lot of the recommendations and the things that are reported, I know I can beat. For example, my surgeon told me nothing until 6 weeks. At 6 weeks, we can do light training. And then at 12 weeks, I can go back to my style of resistance training. And I'm just going to be honest, there's no way in hell I'm waiting 3 months for an injury that I feel rather confident with. Some of the things like the peptides, therapies, nutrition, being really, really intelligent, and the shape I was in beforehand that I think I can probably do in 8, but we'll see once I get to that 8-week period. So I believe I've covered everything I wanted to in this video. Hopefully things were informative or helpful if you do find yourself in a predicament similar to mine, and I'll see you in the next video.